Hi everyone. In this tutorial you will learn to set up your Prism drive to host your own website. Before you get started, there are two things you will need to do. First, you will need to have a program that lets you connect to your Prism drive. Since I'm on a Mac, I'll use a program called Fugu. If you do not have Fugu installed, you can easily get it from the OIT distribution site. Another option is to use a Georgia Tech campus computer, as those typically already have Windows and WinSCP installed. Next, write a simple web page. For mine, I used the MATLAB editor and saved it as a .html file rather than a .m file. By the end of this tutorial, you should be able to visit your Prism website and see your test page. For my web page, I wrote some HTML code to display "Hello World" whenever someone visits my website. Now let's get started. First, we will need to connect to our Prism drive. So let's go ahead and open up Fugu now. Now, to connect to your Prism drive, under Connect To, simply write acme.gatech.edu, and then under Username, type in your Georgia Tech username, and then click Connect. This may take several moments, so be patient. After a bit, this page will pop up. Simply enter your Georgia Tech password and authenticate. You have successfully connected to your account, and Fugu should now be showing various files and folders. On the left half, you will see files present on your computer. On the right half, you should be seeing files and folders located on your Prism drive. To host a website, you will need to have all of your files in a folder labeled public_HTML. If you do not have a public_HTML folder already, you will need to make one. To do this, click on the New Folder button, make sure that Remotely is selected, and then just type public_HTML, and then Create. Let's now transfer our web page files over to the public_HTML directory. First, let's go into the public HTML folder by double-clicking on it. Since I just created it, there are no files. Now, on your computer, go to whichever folder has your web page. To move your files to your Prism drive, all you have to do is drag these files over and drop them in your public_HTML file. For your Prism website, your default web page should be named index.html. This page will always be the first page that is displayed whenever someone visits your site. If your file is not already named index.html, rename it now. You can do this by right-clicking on the file, go to Rename, and then simply type index.html, and then enter. So now that we've set up our public_HTML folder and we've transferred over our files, let's see if we can visit our web page. To do this, go to your browser and in the URL type www.prism.gatech.edu/tilde and then your Georgia Tech username. For me, it's pshankles3, and then hit enter. Most likely, you are now seeing a web page that says forbidden. You do not have permissions to access this folder. The reason we are getting this forbidden page is because we did not set the permissions for our website files. So let's go back to Fugu. If you go to your index.html file and right-click on it, and then select Get Info, you should see a list of 3 types of users: owner, group, and other. Next to each user, there is a list of permissions that say what the user is allowed to do with the file. So the permissions next to the owner say what you can do with your file. Group and others are what everyone else can do with your files. There are 3 types of permissions: read, write, and execute. These permissions should be set to read, 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 write, execute, execute, execute. This means that anyone can read and execute your file, but you are the only one that can edit it. So let's set the permissions for index.html file and try reloading the web page. The reason we are still getting the forbidden page is because not only do you have to set these permissions for your web page file, but also you need to set these permissions for any folder that these files are in, which for us means that we need to set the permissions for the public_HTML folder and our actual Prism folder. If we click on the up arrow in the top right, we can go outside the public_HTML directory. Now, we can right-click on the public_HTML folder and select Get Info. And now set the same permissions that we did before. Read, 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 write, execute, 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 and then apply. And now we need to go back once more to get to our Prism folder. You should now see a list of folders with various Georgia Tech usernames. Find the folder with your username and set the permissions of that folder to read, 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 write, execute, 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 and apply. Now that you've reset your permissions, you should see the test page you wrote. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and have fun in making your own web pages.